Hi everyone, welcome to my video, and in this video we will talk about the semaphore flag. I will talk about the history, inventor, purposes, and limitations of the semaphore flag. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing that we'll talk about is the history of the semaphore flag. Semaphore flags have a long history and were historically used as a means of visual communication over long distances, especially in maritime setting. The semaphore flag system involves the use of flag of different colors, shapes, and positions to represent letter, numbers, or other coded messages. The modern semaphore flag system was largely developed by Claude Chappe, a French engineer in the late 18th century. Chappe's system, known as the optical telegraph or semaphore telegraph, used large movable arms and flags mounted on towers. These towers were strategically placed within the line of sight of each other, forming a network that could relay messages over long distances. Each positions of the arms or flag represented a specific letter, number, or phrase. While semaphore flags are no longer widely used for practical communication, they remain a part of nautical traditions. Semaphore flag signaling is still taught and used for ceremonial purposes, especially in maritime and naval contexts. Semaphore signals are often featured in naval flag hoists during events like ship parades and ceremonies. So now let's talk about the inventor of the semaphore flag. The semaphore flag system was invented by Claude Chappe, a French engineer and inventor in the late 18th century. He was born on December 25, 1763 in France. Chappe came from a family of engineers. Claude Chappe's semaphore system was a visual telegraph that used a series of movable arms or flags to convey messages over long distances. The word semaphore itself comes from the Greek word sema, meaning sign, and phoros, meaning barrier. This system was designed to facilitate long-distance communication without the need for electrical or electronic devices. The semaphore system became widely used in France during the late 18th and early 19th century. It played a crucial role in military communication and later found applications in other areas such as commerce and transportation. However, with the advent of more advanced telecommunication technologies, particularly the electric telegraph in the 19th century, the semaphore system gradually became obsolete. Claude Chappe died on January 23, 1805. But his semaphore system left a lasting impact on the history of communication technology. His invention marked an early example of long-distance visual communication and paved the way for the development of more sophisticated telegraphy system in the years to come. So now let's talk about the purposes of the semaphore flag. Semaphore signals for ship communication aids navigation. Semaphore flags were primarily used for ship-to-ship communication when ships were within visible range of each other. Message could include information about the ship's identity, intention, or request for assistance. It serves as a backup to modern technology. In situations where radio communication was not available or was compromised, semaphore flags provide a visual and reliable means of communication between ships. Semaphore communication enhances maritime communication and coordination. During naval operations, semaphore flags were used to coordinate the movements of a fleet. This was crucial for maintaining order and avoiding collisions or other mishaps, especially in crowded waters or during times of low visibility. It's vital in situations where radios fail. Semaphore flags could be used to convey distress signals or emergency messages. This was important for alerting nearby vessels to a ship's predicament and requesting assistance. Semaphore communication enables communication in adverse weather. Semaphore flags can be employed to warn nearby ships of potential dangers such as navigational hazards or adverse weather condition. It conveys both navigation instructions and warning. Semaphore can be used to provide navigational instructions or convey information about changes in course or speed. Semaphore flags are used to signal messages. Semaphore can be used to signal distress, indicating that a ship is in trouble and requires immediate assistance. So here are the limitations of the semaphore flag. First is the line of sight required for communication. Semaphore flags require a direct line of sight between the sender and the recipient. Any obstructions such as other ships, structure, and geography can impede the effectiveness of semaphore signaling. This limitation makes it challenging to use semaphore flags in crowded or obstructed maritime environments. Limited range in adverse weather conditions. Semaphore flags are effectively only within a relatively short range, and their visibility depends on weather conditions and visibility. In adverse weather conditions such as rain, fog, or storms, semaphore flags may become difficult or impossible to see, limiting their practicality. Third is, it is prone to misinterpretation of signal. Semaphore signaling is susceptible to misinterpretation, especially in situations where there may be ambiguity in the movements of the flags, where visibility is compromised. Misunderstanding can lead to communication errors that may have serious consequences in a maritime setting. Fourth is slow communication compared to most modern methods. Semaphore is not well suited for continuous or real-time communication. The time it takes to convey messages using semaphore may be impractical for situations that requires rapid and ongoing updates. Modern communication methods such as radio or satellite communication are more efficient for these purposes. Fifth is restricted to visual signals during the day. Semaphore relies on visual observation and it is not suitable for communication during the night or in low light conditions. This restricts its utility to daylight hours, limiting the 24/7 communication capabilities that are often necessary in maritime operations. The last one is signal flags can be challenging to handle. Semaphore signaling requires training and proficiency. Both the sender and the receiver need to be familiar with the semaphore flag code to effectively understand and convey messages. This reliance on specialized knowledge makes it less accessible than more modern and initiative communication methods.